Welcome back, everyone,
Podcast
to the Simps Podcast.
We're back live.
Yeah, we are live. We have the jankiest setup possibly just imaginable. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the setup, but we're back.
We're making the most out of it right now.
We're trying
We're doing our best.
We literally have 2 mics for 4 people, wires running across the living room, 1 man in charge of absolutely everything, the King Robbie, and we're just here. We're joined here with the boys. Jackson is back again. Tyler, me, I'm
As
Joe.
always.
And then we have first time in-person appearing besides that one where your webcam was turned on for about 5 minutes. It's Ethan, E-Man Sports.
Big man showing his face, the big face reveal everybody was waiting for.
They call him Big Face.
They call him Big Face.
He's here.
Yeah, that's what they call
That's
it.
not what they call you.
So you think we should jump right into this, the big event of the night?
So yeah, last time all our listeners know, obviously.
Yeah.
They all know. We're starting to watch a movie a week. Even though the last one we did wasn't even a movie, but we're watching something a week. And this week we decided to do Ichi The Killer by Takashi Mike.
Per Joe's request.
Per my request, because it was on my IMDb watch list for a while.
Give us a quick
Not
rundown.
IMDb, Letterboxd.
Yeah, tell us what you...
Quick rundown.
Yeah.
Quick rundown of the movie.
So quick rundown is it's a crime drama that takes place in Japan. And there's a man named Ichi who it seems like is hypnotized to become a killer and to kill for this one man. And also there's this other guy who works for a gang who is torturing people trying to find his boss, his mob boss.
Who was killed by Ichi
Yeah.
at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, and he's trying to find him, but then they end up hunting for Ichi. And then there's this kind of like cross thing. All these different characters have different reasons to like kill other people, and it just turns into a big
Slaughterfest.
Yeah, it's a very much gore fest movie.
And pretty much all of the characters that find their way to each other in the end are all completely screwed up in the head and have a bunch of weird things that happen to them, like arousal when they kill people.
I think that's the driving force of the movie.
Sex is definitely the driving force.
Not sex necessarily, but just sexual, like...
Sure.
A rush, arousal, like a pleasure from pain. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It was a weird movie, but I really liked it.
It's first called to your attention in the first 5 minutes of the movie when this guy, Ichi, he's standing outside this guy's window as there's a rape going on, and he's standing outside watching it, and the scene closes with a drop of nut into a puddle on the ground.
That it's dripping from a plant outside the window onto the ground.
So if that gives you a little bit of an idea.
And then out of the nut comes the title.
That makes it so much better.
That was so sweet. I love that moment.
Yeah, it was an interesting movie for sure. I didn't fully grasp what was going on there till like at the end, but for most of it I thought so what I got was happening was that the old guy, right, was working for what was his name? Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's working under the mob, like he worked for one of the gangs. And then they were trying to get Ichi to basically kill off all the gang members, right? What was the name of their gang?
Was it Anjo or whatever?
Anjo, yeah.
Anjo.
And then so Ichi's convinced to kill all these guys, but the main guy who's going around trying to find the killer of the big boss guy, he's the one that is like the main guy who's supposed to be killed, but like Ichi never ends up killing him. Or he doesn't.
I don't know what.
I don't think he ends up killing him.
This is like very big spoilers, but at the end he's like.
Well, that's what we're doing right now. We're giving our opinions on the movie.
Yeah.
If anybody is watching this and has seen this movie, we're just gonna talk about it. It's really confusing. really, it's annoyingly confusing actually.
Yeah.
But that's what we need to get into. There's a very interpretive ending. So not really interpretive, just confusing, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. It was very weird.
Well, that final scene, you know, he kills this kid's dad, who's basically he's told is his brother, and the guy just
because he's hypnotized to think that.
At least that's what we think.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, we don't even know.
And he ends up killing him, and then, you know, has one of his breakdowns. Throughout the whole movie, he just cries, like, after killing
He cries
him.
nuts and kills.
Yeah.
His character was really weird, but like also probably the best character in the movie.
Oh yeah,
He was just,
for sure.
That's gotta be like a shirt, you know, live, laugh, love, cry, cry, nut, kill.
Shirt.
the best moment in that movie was when he pulls off the jacket and he just has like the superhero suit under it, and that just has one on the back.
Yeah, wait, what does the one even mean? His name is Ichi, not One Chi.
I think the movie, because when I was looking it up in the beginning, I think like there's another title and it's Ichi 1. Am I right?
Yeah, it's the actual title of the manga it's from.
Yeah.
So what its actual name is or whatever, it's, I believe, it's like whatever 1, and so I guess it's just supposed to be like his name on the back.
So his superhero name is just 1.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him a superhero.
Well,
I call him a knight.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like you can consider him a
Okay,
superhero.
so
he kind of
does a hero
badass.
kill his girlfriend's rapist and then
In a really fucked up Japanese movie, yes.
Alright. And then kill the girl that was being alright.
Well, that girl wasn't the girl though.
Yeah, or was she? That's the...
I don't think it was. I think it was like another hypnotizing thing because that event got him to realize that he liked killing, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think that the old man probably sent that girl there to do that.
And hypnotized her into thinking
that
basically...
I don't know.
What we should explain at the beginning of this movie is like when he's witnessing this rape happening at the beginning, he's having like flashbacks, and throughout the whole time he's having flashbacks of a planted memory, as we know, and is basically him standing and watching this girl in high school getting raped and not doing anything about it, and this girl was like someone who was like the only nice person to him in school, like and so, but the whole time he's sitting there, he's saying that he wishes he was the one raping her, and like not that he wanted to help her or anything. That's why the memory sticks, is because he wanted to be the one raping her, and it's just
it's just so weird, dude. But also, one thing I gotta say about the movie, I thought it looked really good. Like the way it was shot was really cool.
It was not bad at all. The only thing that was questionable about it was the CGI effects of like the slashing and killing.
I thought that made it better. Like it was like over the top. Like the rest of the blood in the movie, like the practical blood was super over the top anyways. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, it doesn't really like take you out of it.
And it was 2001.
Yeah.
So.
But even if it was made now, I think that it still would have been over the top to like a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's based off the manga, so they're trying to replicate that just over the topness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did it.
They did do it.
They done did it.
Do
we want to talk about what we thought happened at the end?
I'm the most confusing part is the fact that when after whatever the
blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde hair guy. His name starts with a K. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, sure that.
Thanks, Robert.
He falls off the building. That's what we think happened.
Yeah.
Or did because
beforehand he wants him to kill him or fight him at least.
Yeah. And
he doesn't do that because he's broken down crying the whole time. While the guy's kid then walks up and starts kicking the shit out of him.
This is a whole lot of stuff that probably means nothing to anybody listening.
Yeah.
That's why you watch the movie.
But then he like the blonde haired dude, the guy that he's trying to kill, puts like his little ice pick things in his ear. So then at that point he goes deaf, but at the same time I think when he like the crying stops and he looks up and Ichi's like holding the kid's head, I'm pretty sure none of that happened. is the thing.
Yeah, I think when he stuck the picks in his head, he went crazy.
Yeah.
And then he jumped off.
And then he jumped off the building.
But the film shows Ichi like grabbing him, slashing him in the head, and then throwing him off the building. Although, at the end, once it's kind of out of his little trip that he's having because he stuck the ice picks in his ear and into his brain hole, you see like the master guy kind of at the bottom. He picks up his head. There's no slash there, and he's just dead on the ground. So that's why he probably just killed himself, jumped off himself. Basically, the whole time it's like this. I don't know his name. The blonde-haired guy. He has the Joker slash through his mouth. His whole thing is that he is searching for pain so hard. Like it's just driven in him. He cuts off his tongue at one point in the movie, and he's like, he has this weird fantasy with this girl where he wants her to be with him so that she can
beat the shit out of him, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
The reason is because he got the same like sexual pleasure pretty much from his old boss, who's now dead. So now he has to
was
find
searching for that
somebody else to do that.
So it was just this long, twisted, fucked up.
Yeah, and then
story.
it seemed like he at the end when like that's I don't know if that was like his dream or whatever. Like after he goes crazy because he sees Ichi like come charge at him. Like he's like he is like the person he's been looking for.
Yeah,
he's the guy who's gonna beat him up.
Yeah, because he says before he actually finds Ichi's, he's like this could be the final person. Like I've met other people before that I was, anticipating and like excited to fight, but Ichi, like, will Ichi disappoint me as well? And like as he starts crying on the ground, you can see that he's pretty disappointed.
He is. He's pretty sad.
So after all this happens, the last scene of the movie cuts to this guy in a black jacket, following this school of kids, and there's a guy hung on a tree. They pass by, then it cuts to a close up of them, the group of kids, and this like probably teenage to young adult looking guy turns around, and that's the last shot of the movie. So we think that that's the kid.
I think that's the kid. From what I got from it.
Was the guy who was hung though? Was that the
old man?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So I thought the kid hung
but I'm not
him
sure
because
it could have also been Ichi.
Because the old man is the guy that set all these events in motion.
And so the kid finds that out and hangs him.
Yeah.
And that's just like what you.
Yeah, that's
assume
what
happens.
That's what I got.
I just don't know, dude.
I'm probably wrong, but that's what I got.
Yeah, it was
Robbie,
a while.
did you find?
Yes, you're actually all surprisingly close on everything. You just gotta put it together. Ethan, the guy hanging from the tree is that orchestrated guy setting all this in motion, and then that is the kid, who turns back and is like, ooh, in his middle age or teen kind of looking age, but pretty much that buff guy was trying to pin the Yakuza clans against each other, Kakihara's.
That's why
so that's why in the beginning he framed this Suzuki guy or whatever.
He framed Ichi as the killer. That guy actually did kill the Enoj or whatever clan. He actually killed that leader and then pinned it on Ichi to then try and get everybody looking for Ichi, and then he would have Ichi kill everybody.
Right. So what was his motive to put the clans together?
He just wanted to pin them against each other and cause a bunch of death.
Cool. Just for the death of it, man.
Yeah.
So who hung the? Does it say who hung?
No.
You assume it's the kid.
Yeah, or somebody like Ichi maybe. Because Ichi's still kind of we don't know what happened to him. He's just theoretically still on the roof.
Yeah.
Who
kid could have killed him?
Who is the kid's dad? Was he just a clan member?
Yeah.
He was just part of it.
He was an ex-cop, right?
Ex-cop, yeah.
Ex-cop because he lost his gun, joined the gang because he was lonely.
Yeah. Because his wife left him.
But the kid didn't really know anything about the clan, right?
No, he just knew that Ichi saved him from the bullies.
Yeah.
By roundhouse kicking that kid 30 feet in an alleyway.
So whose hallucination? We were basically seeing the blonde hair dude's hallucination of him taking off the kids. Also, it didn't look like his head. It looked like his fucking scalp.
Yeah, I think he scalped him.
Something like that. Still the same thing.
The same difference.
And he was on the ground dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that dude, when he put the picks in his ear, it caused him to hallucinate and all that, and so that's what he saw, and he eventually just did fall off because he was hallucinating the attack.
Look at us.
We
Look at us, guys.
We did the math.
So smart.
It really wasn't like that complicated.
No.
There was just a lot of stuff.
There were a lot of pieces to tie together there.
Well, the main thing was just because so many scenes in that are just for the fact that they want to show like some people just getting slaughtered, and then Ichi's whole thing. You never know what the fuck that like is going through his head, or like what he's actually like. I don't know. It's hard to tell up until near the end that he's actually like, you know, until they really tell you like, oh, he's hallucinating, like this story is made up and all this. But yeah, the confusing part for me, well, not confusing, but when that girl goes over and, you know, she's telling him all this stuff, like that she was the girl from high school and everything, and I don't know, I was just so confused, because then she like is like, oh no, I was just like I was just lying, like it wasn't me. Like she's convinced that it wasn't.
It has to be the old man paid her to go over there and like say that.
And was she under the impression that he would like fuck her or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you just had to rile him up like that, but really you rile him up like that, he kills you.
Yeah. And it was definitely just a thing, I would guess, from the old man to just ignite more killings.
Yeah, that's right. Essentially, he tries to, because of the hypnotism and all that, he has that girl pretend to be the girl who was raped in high school. So then it would turn Ichi into just being a complete killer, not having any remorse.
Look at that.
It worked.
Look at that. All right, can we talk about the best gore from the film?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, everyone say their favorite epic gore moment.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll start it off with the tongue removal. He literally just pulls it because he messed up. He tortured a guy that he wasn't supposed to torture, and so then he sends him his tongue, half of his tongue, in a little glass jar, and he actually just pulls it out and slices it, and it's just a close-up shot of it.
Yeah, that one looked pretty good.
Yeah. I think I gotta say it's one of the most cheesy scenes in the movie, but it's gotta be when the guy gets, like, he goes in to basically save the girl that's getting raped in that apartment, and instead he breaks down crying and then absolutely just slices this dude in half, like
right
straight down the middle with a roundhouse kick, then
and he does the typical
yeah.
But it's 2001.
Yeah.
He does that, but it's 2001.
And so it's literally just like, it's just pink inside. Like
it was amazing.
Yeah.
All around.
Yeah, and then mine was definitely when he is in the alleyway, the blonde-haired dude, and he tries to punch him, and he just catches it in his mouth.
Yeah.
And just like the hand when it came out, it looked really like the prosthetic they used looked really good.
Yeah.
I thought. But yeah, Ethan.
Ethan, we know your favorite part.
I mean, yeah, I just think it was fucked up, and our reaction to it was great.
Take your feet down.
Yeah.
It's gonna push the
Basically, I wouldn't say it was my favorite. It was just like the most surprising was when, literally, like the scene cuts to like a woman's fucking titties being clamped down and pulled, and we were like, and then this dude like takes a knife and he just like scrapes it on the table a little bit, and then her nipples are gone.
Nipples go bye-bye.
Nipples are gone.
And our reaction was so funny. We were all just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Yeah. And like also though, like throughout like the rest of that scene as it progresses, as it like cuts back to it, like these like the camera just has like this girl's boobs in like the corner of the shot, and they're just like red, and it's just like really gross.
One of those like the twin dudes in the scene just takes nipple and throws it at her.
Yeah. That was really dirty. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, the movie kind of just got way more ridiculous also in the second half of it.
Yeah.
Like, there's the guy, one of the twins that I guess were they like cops or something? Cause
They were cops, I think.
like
that were like paid off.
cops or
Yeah.
something.
They were just part of the Kakihara's gang. You just kind of enlist them to try and help find Ichi.
Right.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about their relationship is that they're competing for like feeling the most pain and inflicting the most pain in the weirdest way. So it's like two brothers just kind of laughing about everything, but they're laughing about pulling people's arms off and like slicing.
Well, then there's the part that
off.
they leave the two of them go, because this one guy, after they take this girl and slice off her nipples, the guy goes, oh, she's not going to tell us where this guy is that they're looking for to find Ichi. And so he puts on these ears and then proceeds to go and smell her pussy. And then he's like, oh, I got it, I can find this guy. And then runs out the door pretty much and finds this guy.
And the best part is when he goes to the guy's like apartment and he's just like barking outside the window and then he opens it and he's just standing there.
Yeah. And then him and what's the blonde dude's name? Kakiaro. Okay.
yeah, okay.
How about Rob? He says it perfectly. And then
he's got
just
it
say
pulled
blonde
up.
guy.
Blonde guy. They leave to go find Ichi because he's there, and he's left the stand guard, you know, and he proceeds to pull that guy's arm off and everything, and then they come back and he's dead. Well, the guy first is like, oh, yeah, he's dead. I know. I felt the same feeling when our other brother died, and so they go walk back, and he's got his face just kicked in, and his brother is sitting there like, this is interesting, like just feeling his indent in his head.
Yeah. I love the movie.
And then the drop of nut, and then everybody.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Then they call back to the nut drop, which announces the arrival of Ichi.
And then right also when he cuts the dude's head off, then like some of it sprays right onto the wall.
Oh yeah,
as he's like running around like killing people, like just nut like spraying off the wall random.
Which I didn't really get the physics of, but like,
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I don't think they want you to get the physics of that.
But it just it was a really good over the top like just gory.
They were going for the over the top feel and they accomplished.
It felt it did kind of feel like just like like late 90s time capsule, early 2000s time capsule.
Mm-hmm.
But you're forgetting one of the most important parts, when the old guy reveals who he truly is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if we need to, that's something that should be saved for if you watch it on your own.
Yeah.
Because that moment was kind of a jarring moment to say the least. Because like all the other stuff was over the top, but like it was.
But then it was like, what the hell is going on?
Then I got confused, but then I was just like, what?
At that point it's like anything goes.
Yeah. That movie is pretty much just accept what's happening, and you know it makes sense.
Yeah.
So don't
just 10
disagree.
out of 10 would recommend the movie.
Actually though, what like type of score would you give it?
Ooh, okay.
Should we do the 5-star, or should we do?
You can do however you want. If you feel like it deserves a rating out of 10 or 5.
I'm gonna do stars. I'm gonna give it a 4-star review. Maybe somewhere in the 3.7 to 4-star, but we'll round up.
Specific.
Very specific. Hey, it's a professional score. Anybody seen Dave Portnoy's
The pizza reviews?
You gotta give a professional score.
Yeah, gotta give it a 6-8.
But yeah, I think it's okay. I'll get real specific. A 3.8. I'll give it a 3.8 because it's above average for sure, and I think it was well made. But it's obviously got that early 2000s cheesiness to it, which you can't really look away from. Whatever they were trying to do that, but at the same time, I don't know. Just 3.8. That's right.
I'll give it a 3.5 because I really enjoyed watching it, but then there were just some parts that I felt were just like done, and it was made way too hard to follow at some points until you fully like got all the information. But it was I enjoyed it. It was a good movie.
Wow. That's good. I give it an 8 out of 10 or 4 out of 5, whatever you want to say. I usually do 4 out of 5, but I loved it. It was good, but I felt like some of the editing was kind of weird.
Yeah.
So like the camera work was like all the like still stuff was like really cool and really well framed, but some of the tracking shots I thought were kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like there's that one they're going into that apartment to get like the heroin or whatever.
Yeah.
To get the heroin.
Oh yeah.
Or I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like tracks them and just like they kind of jolts up to the skyscraper and then comes down. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, because there was a lot of handheld, just like that shouldn't have been handheld, and it was just.
But overall, I thought it was shot really well.
Yeah.
Mostly. And, like, the colors in it were kind of cool. Like, blonde guy, his, like, purple suit and, like, blonde hair.
Yeah.
That fit was drippy the whole movie.
He was dripping. And his white shoes, too.
Yeah.
Just, like, a lot of contrast with him. And, like, there was a lot of, like, the cool scene where I really loved the one where he was sitting at his desk and had the big, like, red thing behind him.
Oh, yeah.
That looked really cool. Just a lot of cool stuff. I liked it.
A lot of cool stuff.
Good stuff. What do you got, Ethan?
I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 10 or out of 5.
Ooh, low baller. 5 out of 10.
It's an average movie for me. I mean, like, I enjoyed it for the most part, but I don't know. It was kind of a little. Well, I wouldn't even say it was slow in the beginning because, like, there were little jolts of, like, interest in there. Not interest.
That's what you call them.
But, like, I don't know. It was a little too. I felt like I was watching, like, a live action hentai. I wasn't really a huge fan of that. I like the action and, like, I like getting around with, like, a group of friends and, like, you know, laughing at, like, a fucked up movie. But, like, I don't know. I couldn't really follow the plot the whole way through, and I thought that the camera work was very different and very interesting. I wouldn't call it, like, amazing, but, like, it was satisfactory.
I thought it was inconsistent. I thought some of it was, like, really, really good, and then some of it was, like, just eh.
Yeah.
It was just kind of weird.
And then I don't know. I mean, I feel like they try to add on this, like, abuse of women, like, plot or, like, just, like, story or sense, and, like, I feel like it's kind of just fit in as, like, a destructive, like, a destruction of women that's, like, unnecessarily, like, put out there, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't really follow up on that as much as they should have.
Right, because, like, you
really conclude it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're led to believe, like, throughout the movie that, like, this is, like, a lot about the abuse of women, when in reality it's more about, like, it's literally just about senseless killing.
Yeah.
And
women just happen to be at the center of it, and then they don't really get any redemption.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, like, not to be, like, sexist, women didn't need redemption in that story. It just, I think, needed to, like, conclude better of, like, saying something about women instead of just saying, yeah, women get beat.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. And I enjoyed watching it, but I would give it a low ball compared to you guys.
Yeah, I think it's more the experience, the setting in which we were watching it that made it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely not like a rewatch type of
I
movie.
think if you rewatch it, though, you might like it more now that we know how the plot connects and how everything works.
Because you can start to pay attention to some of those fine.
But if you watch it again, I just feel like you
definitely can pay attention to the fine details instead of paying attention to the plot and focusing so hard.
Like, trying to
happening.
connect it. Like, that's one of those movies that I feel like would be satisfying to watch again.
Right.
Because you would just be like, oh, yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
And because I've spent a lot of the time in that movie, like, kind of just, like, trying to figure out who the characters were and who they were trying to get. Because also there's the language barrier of the movie, which doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
But there was that one girl that was just, like...
speaking English, which,
switching in and out of English.
Yeah.
Like, literally mid-sentence, it was like, it was so painful. So I'm going to like...
Japanese.
Japanese. You know, I know
But
Japanese.
she apparently is Chinese, according to plot stuff, so that's...
So I guess...
I think a couple of the characters were Chinese. And then
was Ichi supposed to be Chinese, or am I just stupid?
No, he's Japanese.
Okay.
I think she's the only non-Japanese character.
The dude was the old guy Chinese,
I don't think so.
But the other guy who they found at the house, he was Chinese, because wasn't he like the Chinese pimp that they were looking for?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't think
that's
that
another.
matters.
Again, though, that's just like a thing that if you rewatched it, I probably won't ever get around to rewatching this. I would guess, but if I ever did for some reason, if someone wanted to watch it, I would say I'll watch it with you, and I could explain.
Yeah.
Who these people are.
Yeah.
So overall, I heavily enjoyed my experience watching that.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a very fun movie. So
It was fun.
now on to the normal podcast. Or actually, let's do what we're watching next week first.
The announcement.
So
Tyler.
this week, just to let you guys know, obviously, every week, new thing to watch. And last week, it was me. Week before, or this week was me. Last week was Ethan. Last week was supposed to be Jackson, or this week was supposed to be Jackson, but he
Didn't show
did not show up. So
Yeah.
he is moved to last in the order, and now it's Tyler's turn. So
That's
Tyler,
me.
what will
Yeah.
we be watching for next week?
Well, so this one was a movie that was a little bit out there, and one that not many people have seen. So I thought I'd bring it back and kind of do a more popular film.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
But I know that at least Jackson and Joe haven't seen it. Ethan, I'm guessing you have seen it.
What's that supposed to mean?
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a movie that I haven't seen in so long, and I want to go back and rewatch it and get a new perspective on it. And I just finished watching Hannibal, so
Oh, you did?
yeah. So I need
The
to.
show?
Yeah,
I'm like on season 3.
yeah. So I need to go back and actually watch the movie.
Yeah.
So
Silence of the Lambs it is.
Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah.
No. There's a lot of like classics I haven't seen.
Same.
yeah,
That's
why.
That's probably on your list. Then.
That's
Yeah.
why
Oh,
I
it's
thought
on
that
my
we'd
list, yeah.
we'd go and watch that for next
So,
week.
Like literally,
That's a good
yeah. I like name a classic movie. I'll see if I've watched it.
I don't fucking know.
Do you guys know any classic movies?
No.
Is Fight Club a classic?
I've never seen Fight Club.
Fight Club is
That's on
really
my list.
wild movie.
Yeah, I just like never
Breakfast Club?
never seen Breakfast
Oh
Club.
my God.
Ooh.
He's not seen
Just
the
keep going,
classics.
keep naming them.
Saving Private Ryan.
I have actually never seen Saving
Oh my
Private Ryan.
God.
We have a Blu-ray of it at my house, and I've never watched it. I've just like, I rarely sit down and think I want to watch a war movie now.
What about Titanic?
I've seen
That's what I was
Titanic.
gonna say next.
I've seen Titanic.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Anyway, Joe hasn't seen a lot of movies.
Yeah.
That is the moral.
Yeah, and then
of the story.
when I I know I like making more than I like watching.
Yeah,
That's just the
fair.
end of it. But yeah, and also I like watching more like weirder movies than
Yeah.
We could tell.
Yeah.
We could definitely tell.
like
Yeah.
this, Enter the Void,
This is
other
not
stuff.
a movie I expected you to pick at all. So I was very
also didn't
happily
know much
surprised.
about
Joe's
it.
weird like that. He fell in love with this Russian war movie that we watched. In
Yeah,
our,
come and see.
Okay, that's like a that movie's really good.
I hated it.
That movie was the best war movie I've ever seen, hands down. I know I would like that more than any other war movie.
I hated it.
It was so good.
But remember, like, that podcast where I was like, I would like, you just don't hear Joe say like anything explicit or anything sexual. Like, do you remember when I said that?
Yeah.
That was like last week.
I don't know if it was last.
I think it was
week.
last week.
But this was literally that.
Yeah.
This was sexually explicit to like the max.
Extreme.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good job.
Oh no, you should watch Enter the Void. It's a lot worse than this.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Into the void.
Enter.
Enter the void.
It's a Gasper. What's his face? Gasper. His last name's like Noe, but it's spelled Noe. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he makes some weird movies. He made like Climax, which was recent. I don't. It's like I
Such
don't.
a bad brain.
Bad brain. Stupid brain.
No.
brain.
No brain.
Into the Void's a really good movie that I might request and make you guys watch.
Okay.
So that might be my next pick. I don't know, but yeah.
Mhm.
So
Silence of the Lambs.
so
it is.
guys, now it's normal podcast time.
Yeah,
We're here. We're in person.
we are.
What happened?
What happened?
Jackson, you can actually be in like maybe.
We
a
need to
couple-
address the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. I don't know if you guys have been paying
Oh
attention
yeah, that's just in the
to the
frame.
background this entire time.
Our fourth member of the podcast. Fifth.
But I did
I
a
can't
bad boot.
I did a bad boot.
I did a bad boot. Yeah, so I jumped into a pool trying to do a really super dope and sick 360 dunk
Which just
at the
wasn't.
pool, and I missed it, and I also broke my heel at the same time. So
It's the low of all lows.
we're out for a couple weeks. I got my MRI coming up this week, and we'll see how it is. But right now it's not too bad. I can still like walk on it and stuff.
Literally today, you got up from the couch and started hobbling around screaming, ow.
That's because I hit it. I landed on it.
But it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, really. I haven't felt pain in a couple days.
Except for today.
Except for when I put any pressure on it whatsoever.
So you're saying it's probably going to be bad news after the MRI?
My guess is just going to be a hairline fracture that just needs healing. And ice and Advil.
Which Jackson won't do much.
I've been doing the Advil, but I haven't iced since the night it happened.
That's the most important part.
God.
I know.
For it to happen, like for it to heal quickly, it's just gonna take longer to heal now.
I know. I need to start icing every night.
Yeah.
And stop walking around without your boot.
I only do that around our apartment.
Yeah, and you heard it walking
That
around.
was a one-time deal.
Yeah, that's also another thing. We have two newly roommated roommates here.
Newly
Roomaloomaloo. I'm crashing from the G Fuel I had at like...
Oh no.
I had it like 4 or 5 hours ago.
Get him more G Fuel. Robbie, that's your job. New producer.
I don't need more G Fuel.
He's gonna have a heart attack if he has any more
G
G
Fuel.
Fuel. Throw it at him.
Definitely,
Throw it at him. Bonk him.
Yeah, that's big news from today also. We're filming this on a Wednesday. G Fuel just dropped a new flavor.
Uh-oh.
Sonic Peach Rings, guys.
Uh-oh. Here we go. G Fuel, sponsor us. Number 1 fans.
Okay, we need to do... So, we need to start a campaign for G Fuel to sponsor us. How do we do it? How do we get them to sponsor us?
We first get a following.
28 subs isn't enough. Guys.
Yeah, I'm going to guess G Fuel's not too big on going to sponsor somebody with less than 100
first step
subs.
to the sponsor is tag and use G Fuel in the thumbnail and in the description of every single video.
And on Twitter, put hashtag G Fuel and at G Fuel.
Yes.
Yep.
On every tweet.
Yes. And then change the logo to your G Fuel tower.
There we go.
Kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, we have a lot of video ideas coming up. Some may be relating to G Fuel, some may not be. Yeah. So we're actually gonna make our first non-podcast video since the old Jungle Juice.
Yep.
And the old pandemic.
Yeah, a lot's happened in such short amount of time, guys.
But we're back. Sorry we're not wearing masks right now. It's just not necessary. One of our members got tested and he came back negative.
So we're good.
Our producer now, Robert.
He's negative.
And I'm getting tested tomorrow. So when this podcast comes out, we'll know if I have COVID or not.
I will need to do that in
Do you get it back the
days.
day of?
No, 2 days.
2 days after. I'll know when. Or
it is a spit test. So.
Is the spit test more or less accurate?
Less accurate.
Okay. Anyway, I feel like that's enough coronavirus talk. I want to talk about something that happened in the news today.
Okay.
Wild news for any baseball watchers out there.
Oh boy.
So in the
I don't think
you can actually say the word on YouTube.
It doesn't matter. It's the Simps Podcast.
It's okay. We're not getting monetized in any way, shape, or form unless it's G Fuel.
I could just bleep. I bleeped out your address in that one podcast.
Anyway, Reds announcer. Hold on, let me look up his name. Tom Brenneman. Today, his mic was hot right before an inning, and he didn't know, and he said it's a fag capital of the world. He just dropped that on live television. Thousands of people watching.
How old is this dude?
He's probably in his late 40s.
Oh, that's not
40s, 50s. Yeah. I don't know, somewhere in there. So that happens. He gets alerted to it, and then the next inning, he starts a formal apology with the camera set up on him. He's completely centered. This is like a huge public address. And because everybody at this point, Twitter blew up, Facebook, everything blew up, and so he's screwed. Then he's making his apology, mid-apology, after he says the words, God, what did he say? He said,
he was saying like something about, this isn't the personal, like I'm not this type of person.
Yeah, I am deeply sorry for what I've done. This is not the type of person I am. Ding, home run. And he proceeds to announce the home run. He stops, I'm deeply sorry, and that ball is going to go over the left center field wall. Nick Castellanos with the home run.
Oh my
The score
God.
is now 5-0.
Wait, was the camera still on him?
Yeah, no, it cut to the game. or it might have been a split screen, I don't know, but he called the game during his public apology.
Dude, that is so funny.
For dropping a homophobic slur.
That one, okay, the first part, the outrage, that's on him, but the second part, I don't know what I would do in that situation if I was making an apology and they hit because your job is still to announce the game, right?
Yeah, but it is, but there are bigger matters. I don't think I would have announced.
He's getting fired.
No, he's fired no matter what. Like, he left after he apologized. It was like a 30-second apology. And he set his headset down and said, the other announcer's going to take it from here.
Oh my god.
So he's fired.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He's never announcing a game again.
Well, I mean, that...
Cancel culture is powerful nowadays.
Yeah. It's bad now. Like, you can get canceled for literally anything at this point.
Yeah,
that was a little bit more than...
That's not
anything.
I'm not saying that, but, like... There are other people who get like canceled.
You can get canceled off of like speculation.
Yeah,
like someone just like tweets out something and it's just like, oh well, career over.
Yeah.
But then some people do. Well, I don't think anyone deserves to be. Well, some people. Like, I hate the word just cancel. It just sounds so like. I don't know what's a good word. It sounds like
abrupt.
Yeah, abrupt, harsh.
It's more like boycotting.
Yeah,
a person.
Like, wasn't like Baby Driver, one of my favorite movies now, is just a cancel fest. It's got Kevin Spacey in it and Ansel Elgort.
What did Ansel Elgort do?
It was something with like a underage girl. I don't remember exactly what he did. It may have just been, I don't know. I don't remember exactly. It was a while ago. It was like a couple months ago.
Did you guys know Drake from Drake and Josh? Or wait,
Drake Bell?
Drake Bell. He abused this girl.
How'd you find that out?
She posted a video on TikTok about it, and like it was a bunch of pictures of her like bruises and stuff, and her voiceover of how she was abused through the years. It wasn't Josh Peck,
that's the
right?
thing.
That's his name.
Yeah,
it was Drake Bell, and he was abusing this girl all through his career. So he's done, and that ruins the show for so many people.
That's the thing, though. Like, cancel culture, the issue about it, which, like you guys said, it can just be speculation. Like, I'm not saying this wasn't true, but like anybody can literally just
make something up.
You could say anything about anybody.
The thing about this that made it true was that she had like actual pictures with him.
Yeah.
And then like stuff like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. But like.
But
I don't
also,
know.
like, I can still watch Baby Driver, and it's still one of my favorite
That's
movies.
the big thing is that a lot of people talk about is, like, can you separate the art from the artist?
I watch that movie to support my favorite director. I don't watch it to support Kevin Spacey or Ansel Elgort.
And that kind of goes for, like, it's a little different, but Chick-fil-A, they're known for being homophobics.
But their food good.
And Jew haters.
Yeah.
Ethan, do you go to Chick-fil-A?
Oh, of course.
And so the meme is, this is the best homophobia I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
But yeah, art from the artist, how do you separate it?
I mean, I think, especially with things that's already been, like, it's already been put out, and then something comes out after it, and something that you liked before, I don't think you can just go back and say, oh, now I don't like this because of this. Like, if you like something, you liked it before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like not like a movie just because someone did something in their personal life that is attached to that movie. Like,
you're not.
Care.
If it's a good movie or it's a good song that you're listening to, I don't like. It doesn't matter. This person did it. Like, it's.
I agree, but it's hard for me to get it out of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't like hurt my enjoyment. It's just kind of like a thing that's there. It's just kind of like
Oh yeah,
it's kind of like it's a little bit of disappointment.
Yeah, you're maybe you don't like, you still enjoy it, but it's just it's kind of just something hanging over your head.
Yeah, cancel culture is powerful nowadays. Social media is just insane now. Everybody had so much time to just bitch on social media for 3-4 straight months while the pandemic was happening. So now, and everybody saw everything because they were on it, looking at it, and everybody's addicted.
Where do humans go from here?
AI, we get taken over.
It's like Ex Machina.
Literally, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Who knows? We could be in a simulation right now.
The world is just gonna be filled with AI people.
But you know what was fucked to me? because like I'm not a big NBA guy, and you guys have already like been watching NBA as it's been going on.
Yeah.
But when I like came over and you guys were watching the game, and they're doing the screens of the people in the stands.
Yeah.
It's like literally like that reminded me of like Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of like the biking one.
Yeah.
Where like people like are literally like screens or whatever.
Just watching.
Yeah. And it literally just watching that, it like felt so futuristic and it felt so like out of place.
Imagine you seeing that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like just having a little what do you call it? A little vision of it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what would you do? This is what our future looks like. And the thing about it is that it happened like that.
Yeah.
4 months and it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And who knows how long this could last?
Yeah.
Could be many years. Or just a couple more months.
Hopefully.
We really don't know. That's the thing, is we don't know.
It really just depends on more on when people just aren't as scared of it as they are. I think that's the biggest thing, because a lot of thing is people are scared of it spreading and stuff, and for the people who aren't at risk, they're still scared also, and so until those people aren't as scared, then everything's gonna still be shut down, which people get very scared when people die from things. So
yeah,
people are scared, but also I've been seeing a lot of statistics on Twitter, and it's like the debate of only blah 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 percentage of people die from it. The fatality rate is not that high, and then it's the people that are like, so you take that percentage, you add however many people are affected by it, the people that don't die get sick, and that takes out so many people, and then the economy gets screwed because there's not enough people, yada yada yada. There's like a bunch of statistics about, even though the fatality rate is low, it's still so bad, and that's why we should stay inside.
yeah, I don't know.
If only we just handled it better in the beginning, it would probably be a lot better now.
Yeah.
We did not handle it well.
If only everybody knew more information.
I think
the biggest thing.
I think it was not. Even if it was handled better in the beginning,
it still would have ended up how it
happened.
Yeah.
Like literally play the game. What's it called?
Plague Inc.
Literally play Plague Inc. The plane, like, even if like travel would have gotten cut off, like people still would have found ways to return home or to go to their job location, even if it was illegal or if it was like under the radar or whatever the fuck. Like, it would still spread like this.
I mean,
just because there's no vaccine. That's literally like, and the only other thing is like people. The only thing like in recent, not in like recent, or not in like, I don't know, I guess in recent like Ebola, like that was the last like scare, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was as contagious.
No.
It was like really, it turned out like, wasn't it like really, really hard to spread, and that's why it just like didn't really get that far outside Africa.
There was a case in Austin of Ebola when that was all first happening.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
So like that's, and literally like that's going back to plague, like it's about how contagious it is. That's literally
that's what you upgrade first.
Right.
That's true. Upgrade first.
Exactly.
Then you add in a bunch of invincible college students. That'll just screw everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. This college semester is gonna be a disaster.
No, it's gonna be terrible. But that's why they're testing, and you can't go to class unless you're free.
Yeah.
But still, that doesn't stop anything outside of class.
Exactly.
That's the issue. It's gonna be the frat parties and
the dorms, the apartments, everything.
So have you guys learned about? I might have like kind of gone over it the last podcast. Did you learn about how we're gonna get into class? Like, do you know about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have
how we're gonna get into class?
Yeah.
Is there check-in?
Yeah. Have you heard about it?
No.
Okay, so basically how this is gonna work is we all download an app on our phone. Every day before class, you fill out a little like questionnaire, and then you get a color. And if your color is like green, you have to scan. You get to scan your phone like on a QR reader, and then you get let into class. And that's how it's gonna work every single day.
And what if it's not green?
You can't go into class.
You have to stay home.
weird.
Until
Life
whatever
is weird.
symptoms that you filled out are
And
gone.
KU's like one of the only universities that's doing this, I
I think that's good.
But
I think it's
I
good.
feel people will just lie on
think.
that.
People
Yeah,
will
people
lie.
just
People will
say, "Oh, I have a
utilize
symptom."
it to skip class.
Yeah.
People will. Yeah.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I only have one class, but there's gonna be one day where I like wake up and I'm
Exactly.
like,
Oh, I'm
just,
coughing this morning.
Yeah.
Can't
Right.
come.
And then maybe they'll say you need to go get tested or something.
That's the only thing though.
Right.
Yeah, is if you fake it, you might have to get another test.
Yeah.
You
Test
probably
costs
will.
money.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I think it's provided through the university.
I hope it is because we're.
Yeah, it'll
Should
probably
be.
be provided.
Yeah,
Back at home, I think it costs money.
Yeah.
It's like
the
$150 for the saliva
Really?
alone.
Really?
And you know what's the most messed up part of all of this is that KU was asking for more money.
College.
How? How are they asking for more money?
Well, they were about to propose like something to the board where students were gonna have to start
Tuition
paying
be higher.
higher tuition because they're hurting that bad for money right now.
Jeez.
You know how many
There's
people
a lot of
dropped
people
out
dropped
to
Yeah.
JCCC?
But then more
or-
people are going to drop out. if they
Oh, I
did
know.
that.
I was thinking about it,
Yeah.
but not dropping out, but just transferring for a semester to a
Right.
smaller online school. Obviously, still live in Lawrence, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
you could save
It's very
10
yeah.
G's.
You really could.
It's very
But
interesting.
we're all idiots, so.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so we stay
all are
here.
idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, we might be some of the lowest IQ individuals
Yeah,
in this
really.
area. We're all stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That's our Corona roundup of the week.
Right, gotta have one weekly segment.
I remember we talked about it so much when it first happened, and then we just I honestly at points have just forgotten that it's
Yeah.
just so normal.
There's still times that I'll just walk out and be like, oh shoot, mask.
Okay, and also something that's so weird. Whenever I watch movies from the past and I see people together, I'm like, why aren't they wearing masks for a second? I'm like,
They're in a restaurant.
I'm like, oh my god, there was a different
Yes.
life before this.
Yeah, and usually when I would see films and they were in China or Japan or something and they were all wearing masks, I was like, whoa, wow, that lifestyle must be so weird.
Think about
But now it's like, oh, nice.
Think about
Nice mask.
movies when people start making movies in this period of time, and people are in the movies walking around restaurants with masks and stuff, and then there might be plots in movies where somebody's loved one dies of COVID or something. That's a possibility of a movie.
It really is. Wow.
It's weird.
This is a historic marker. This is a moment in history.
Yeah.
And I bet you in I wouldn't be surprised if in 50 years something comes out. We're all old men, and it's just something comes out about coronavirus, and it was just this huge government inner working thing to make money.
Honestly.
You never know.
My one of my neighbors had a theory. I was working for him one day. Hope he's not watching this, but he had a theory that the Chinese government started it and then they unleashed it on the rest of the world so that they didn't fall too far behind economically.
Yeah, that was my kind of theory was, which I totally believe this is wrong, but that China spread it to the world to do that, but their population, they've always had population control issues.
Yeah.
And now they have something to get rid of that. But
But it's probably not true.
no.
Not at all.
But
That's
it's
the-
an interesting topic, an interesting
That is a weird thing though, because it's very, just the whole start of everything was very just weird, because
Ominous.
nobody heard much from China. China was like, oh yeah, it's nothing, it's under control. It wasn't under control.
Do you remember?
World Health Organization was like, oh yeah, no, China has it under control. It's not that big of a deal of a disease. And now they're the ones saying everybody should have got their shit together.
Right. Do you remember at the very beginning of it, March 12th, my birthday, I remember reading something on the news, and it was there are 5 cases in the United States. Think about that. Think about 5. There were 5 cases. Everybody was freaking out.
Yeah.
How many people have gotten it?
There's
200,000
how many deaths
cases?
are there now?
There's over 100,000 deaths, and we've gone past 1 million
Cases.
cases, I believe.
plaguing,
Is that-
baby.
Plaguing?
Is that a million
They
cases?
upgraded
telling
the
ya.
spreading of it.
I'm telling
real
you.
fast.
Plaguing.
Well, here's the other thing: is when we start.
Plaguing is a bit of an over exaggeration.
I think I said this in a previous podcast, but when you start
unlock upgrades,
testing, a lot of those tests are going to come back negative when you're first testing because the tests aren't all accurate. And now we literally test everyone. Like you get tested going just to get into the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
People go get tested just randomly when they have any symptoms.
Right.
So everybody's getting tested. So obviously there's going to be more like you're going to see everybody that has it, even though beforehand you wouldn't have even noticed.
So we have 5.54 million confirmed with 39,000 new cases today, and then 173,000 deaths.
And just in the United States?
Yeah.
That's the thing about plague.
Sweet.
What do viruses do? What is COVID-19?
It's a virus.
What?
It's a mutation of multiple viruses.
Yeah.
Upgrades, bitch.
Upgrade, baby.
Well,
COVID is not like a new
No, it's not.
thing. It's
just recently been able to transmit to
It's like the
humans.
19th mutation of it.
No.
No, it's literally a mutation.
I'm pretty sure there's already a COVID-20
I think it's
mutation
SARS.
that's gone around.
Oh, well.
The mutation that's found in Europe and the U.S. is a mutation of what they found in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun
Bitch.
stuff.
I think we need to stop talking about the coronavirus.
Yeah, who cares at this
It's
point?
depressing
Let's just
and
all
nobody
get it.
cares.
Let's just
Yeah.
all get it so we're immune for 3 months and.
I think we already had it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what every single person says.
No, but
Everyone's
me
always
and
like,
Jackson-
"Oh,
I had the trouble
corona."
breathing, though.
No, we literally had
I've
all
had
the
that.
symptoms.
You know why
Then
you had that?
then
boy?
pneumonia after it. So I'm pretty
Did you
sure.
Give it to me?
No.
Why? Why did I have that?
At least personally, I have it from.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Well, no.
Have
but
you guys?
Me and Jackson
You
were
guys
sick.
need. You guys need to get an antibody test.
I wanted to. I
Those
want
aren't-
to so bad.
Those aren't very accurate.
I'm not trying to spend the money on it.
I agree with you though. Those probably are not accurate.
No, they're proven because my sister is a nurse and my brother-in-law is a family doctor who is actually having to see COVID patients and whatnot. And he's saying the antibody tests are not very accurate. The saliva one that we did, there's 40 to 30% inaccuracy.
Mm.
That's a big
And
percent.
the nasal one is the most accurate because it's a particulate and you breathe it in.
Yeah, but you just really can't do mass scale testing 20,000 students in a
Yeah.
few days of the.
It's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah.
And that's our Corona Roundup again.
For the fourth
We just
time.
keep coming
Now
back.
we're done.
We keep coming
If
back.
anybody brings it back up, you're dead.
First person to bring
They
it up
get
is
their
I
their
pee
body
on-
sliced in
Do that
half
thing that
Yeah.
we saw in
By
the
each.
movie,
and their
go-
tongue cut off.
Go,
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah. Shut up.
Ow.
Shut up.
That's what we do now.
So what's new in life?
Dude, there is nothing new in life. at
Nothing
all.
new in life.
I watched
Actually,
Scoob.
you watched Scoob?
You watched Scoob?
I watched Scoob the other night.
Dude,
How was
let's just admit it now. We're a movie
It
podcast.
was
Film
terrible.
podcast?
It
We
was
kinda
absolutely
were.
terrible. I want to watch that's gonna be my next movie, the original Scooby-Doo movie.
Ooh, I like that.
That's a great.
I
film.
like that.
Like the
island one.
yeah, that movie's sick.
Yeah, such
Yeah.
a fucking good film.
Fuck.
That's
Fucking good film.
yeah. I have 6 or 7 different ones I gotta choose between for next time I do one.
But yeah, Scoob was a terrible.
Yeah, it looked
movie.
like it was. That's why I didn't watch
They
it.
literally, basically, this is what they did. They said, let's add some current event things such as social media, I don't know, what trends. The word dope was in the movie.
Oh,
And they
That's pretty
added
dope.
in the most stereotypical superhero to say, yeah, we like the Avengers too. We're going to get on that Marvel train. And
dude. Okay,
bad.
I'm so ready for the Marvel train to leave the station.
it's good. It's about to
I
leave
know
the station.
superhero movies are on their way out, and I could not be happier.
Well, after Endgame,
I think it's I don't know. I like the superhero movies, but I agree. I think it's
do
time,
too.
and I think it was a good ending to the superhero movies.
I
honestly.
could care. I will never watch any Avengers movie. I do not care. I don't
the
want to watch
formula
them.
is just too repetitive at this point.
I do have a little respect for I thought Ant-Man was okay the first one, mainly just because it was like Edgar Wright's writing for the most part, and I think he's a really good writer. And also he was gonna direct it, but then Marvel didn't let him do what he wanted to do, so he backed out of it. But I thought the movie still turned out pretty good, even though it wasn't him doing it.
So you're saying you're not excited about these Marvel movies?
I could care less. I have not seen it. I've seen like some here and there. Like I've seen the original Iron Man. I've seen
It's a good movie. Yeah.
I've seen some of the Spider-Man movies, not the new ones.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. My parents, my sister put together a list of like every Marvel movie chronologically, and it was fun to watch everything.
Yeah.
It's very.
I think watching all of them like one time through is fun.
Yeah.
It has a lot of
the first one
little
was Captain America.
nuances about the whole story.
That's the thing is like you don't realize when you're watching each movie like as they've come out like how everything is actually so connected, and it's been like all set up from the first Iron Man.
Like those people are brilliant for actually like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can't deny that it was fucking brilliant.
It's yeah.
Sure.
Joe wouldn't know because
Joe's
he's never
just a
seen
hater.
it.
Do you know how much money they made off of everything?
Too much.
I mean, Endgame alone was the highest grossing, or is the highest grossing film in history.
Yeah, now it is. It beat Avatar, didn't it?
Yeah, stupid blue.
Okay, yeah, Avatar doesn't deserve to be up there.
Avatar
they
2.
re-released it.
Avatar 2 coming soon.
You know, they stick the hair into like the animal thing to like fly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty sick.
I mean, I would rather.
Dude, the grossing of Avengers Endgame is $2.78 billion.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Wait, how about
Wait,
you want that in your pocket?
How much is Avatar?
Yeah, but I would not want to
$2.79
make a superhero movie. It's too corporate. I feel like you wouldn't have
Endgame
any
is
control. of what we
$2.79
make.
billion.
It would be.
Have you ever seen V for Vendetta?
That's on my watch list. I want to watch that.
Ooh, that might be my next movie.
Endgame is $2.79 billion.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen V for
And
Vendetta,
Avatar
but I
is
wanna watch it.
$2.7 billion.
Oh.
So that's why movies like V for Vendetta, that's why not all superheroes are corporate, in my opinion. And
Well,
that's
yeah,
a
no.
decent
I just think
point.
it's now like the Marvel movies are so like they're just formulaic, and
Yeah.
they know what's gonna make money. They just add in some epic CGI fights. Like I just
fair.
love like.
That's
I
the
don't know.
thing about most people who consume movies. Do you think they have small brain about movies or big brain about movies?
They just wanna have a good time.
Exactly.
They just want to watch a movie, but that's not me. I don't want to have a good time when I watch.
Joe wants to watch Come and See.
Come and. Oh,
Joe
I
wants
love
to
that movie
watch.
so much.
Joe wants to watch a what was your phrase?
That reminds me of something.
Come, kill, cry.
Oh.
The Cry Come Kill movie.
No, like I said, I'm making you guys watch Enter the Void at some point in this.
That's
podcast.
actually the way you described that movie. I actually kind of.
It has some of the coolest like cinematography I've ever seen, but it's a really weird movie.
Come, kill, cry.
And also that's an interpretive movie. If you want to see a movie that just like doesn't make sense,
I need to download this app.
You don't have
Yeah.
Letterboxd?
No.
You gotta get it.
Yeah, download it. It's very nice to keep track of stuff.
Any big time film watchers out there, download Letterboxd.
If you somehow haven't heard
Letterboxd
about
sponsor us. Thanks.
it, sure.
Even though I don't have your app.
Yep.
What do you do?
Is it this?
Yeah. But yeah. You guys want to have a come and see watch party? Have all the homies over and watch Come and See? Why did you not like that movie? I swear.
And, I don't know, it just made me feel uneasy the whole time.
That's like the point, though.
I know, I just didn't like it.
Oh,
though.
I actually have a question.
Not a fan.
When are we doing our fantasy draft?
Soon. It's a podcast, though. This is
We're on a podcast right now.
I was gonna get into it as a conversation.
We are
but
not
no,
talking
no.
about our
It's okay.
extracurricular activities
It's okay.
at the moment.
Fuck you, mister. I'm gonna jump in a pool.
But probably like Friday or Saturday.
Did you like that?
Thanks, buddy.
Did I
I
piss you
love
off?
you.
But, I mean...
You better love me. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm cute.
He's a
Oh,
little
you are
cute,
cute.
little cute Jewish boy.
What? Okay, well, I want to ask you, what is your guys' favorite superhero movies?
Definitely Iron
Man.
Iron Man. Definitely the best out of all superhero movies.
Yeah.
And
I
then
thought that movie was okay.
Batman
It's been a while.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I do like the Nolan.
Batman Dark Knight's better. Until the end. Otherwise, it's better. Sorry.
Jackson, spotlight's on you.
He's gonna try to be like
Guardians of the Galaxy. Or Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok is a good one.
I've seen a little bit of Thor Ragnarok, I think.
So good.
What's your favorite non-Marvel superhero movie?
Ooh. That's a good question.
I liked the OG Superman. That's not that bad. I feel like that's kind of slept on.
Yeah.
Man of Steel or Superman?
Superman.
Oh, not Man of Steel.
No. God, no.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I like Batman versus Superman.
Banger. Superman. Lots of
Banger
explosion
alert.
and big punches.
I actually don't know what my favorite superhero movie would be. That isn't a Marvel movie. I mean, it wouldn't be a Marvel movie probably to begin with, but I don't know. That's a good question.
Megamind
is definitely.
Wait, what?
I like to spit.
I said Megamind.
I like Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
It's a good
Dude,
one.
Minions.
That is Marvel.
Minions is my favorite superhero movie by far.
Yeah.
There's just not that like
Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed.
I can't even think of any like
SpongeBob
non DC or Marvel superhero movies that have come out in the past like 10 years.
SpongeBob.
Like I said,
movie.
Megamind.
Mega that aren't animated.
Let's
Live
see.
action, non-Marvel super or DC superhero movies. Can anyone think of any?
What is it? What is it called? Wait, the one with the dog.
Underdog.
Underdog.
I have that movie I watched when I was like 6 years old and I don't remember like any of it.
Yo, throwback to the Airbuds. Airbuds.
I've never seen an Airbuds movie.
Wow.
I know. I don't know how I haven't.
Your dirt
Super
trash.
high or whatever.
Vomit.
Not
Sky High.
Sky High.
That-
Alright, you guys ready for a list?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hellboy. The Incredibles.
Oh yeah.
No animated.
Wow.
Technically Unbreakable, but
You're s-
Yeah, that's broken.
You realize you
Anyway,
screwed
it's the
back in.
list.
is Spawn DC?
I don't know. I
feel
couldn't
like
tell
Spawn
you.
isn't DC. I don't know.
Nice
Push it back
going.
through.
What are these movies?
Rick.
What about Bollywood superhero things?
Oh God.
Nobody watches Bollywood.
See, I personally don't think Unbreakable is a
Hellboy.
Hellboy, The Incredibles, Sky High.
Sky High.
Oh,
Dude, Sky
what
High's a
banger.
banger.
What
It's
a
a
freaking
great
banger.
That is a
movie.
great movie.
That's a movie we should do an epic watch party of.
I've never seen
Actually,
Sky High.
I had a bar about Sky High in one of my songs that I didn't
Drop
delete
that bar for us real quick.
I deleted it.
One time.
Do you remember what it was?
No.
Oh,
Oh
did
my
you
God.
guys see? Fuck. What's it called?
No, I
It's
didn't
with
see
It's with Will Smith. Where he's like a shitty superhero and becomes a good superhero.
Oh.
Hitchcock. Hancock. Hancock?
No.
Yeah,
Isn't it with the blue guys?
it's Hancock.
Is it with the blue guys?
The Blue Man Group?
Yes,
the
it's
first?
literally Hancock.
But have you ever seen?
Have you guys ever seen Hancock?
No.
Really?
No.
Have you seen The
you seen
Cobbler
Come on.
with Adam Sandler?
Huh.
He's not really a superhero, but he's got powers, and he works at he's a cobbler, and so he has people
Like a
shoot.
Pie?
What?
No.
Like
shoes.
shoe fixes up shoes, and so people come in and they'll leave
Shut
their
up,
shoes,
computer.
and he has these like magic nails or whatever. I think is what
Yeah,
the movie
facts.
has. But he every time he uses them to fix a shoe, if he puts on the shoe, he becomes the person that gave him the shoes. And so he goes around as these different people, being just like, I don't know, just exploring life as other people because he hates his life pretty much.
Did you guys watch The Umbrella Academy?
No.
No.
Haven't.
It looks good though,
It's a
actually.
great watch. Did you guys watch The Boys?
No.
I've heard The Boys is pretty good.
The Boys.
I have that on my list
The
though.
Boys is like a flip on. Makes fun of Marvel, which you'd probably like, and DC, and it's like a flip on what superheroes really are.
Yeah, because isn't it? It's kind of like if superheroes were actually like in the real world. Kind
Yeah, and like they're like a lot of them are like
See,
corrupt.
I've
Yeah.
watched a couple shows like that, but I don't know if any of you guys seen the 3500. I think is what it's called, or maybe it's 1300. I don't know, but it's basically all these people go missing throughout the like like the last century. And then one day they literally all just come back at the same time, and then they slowly realize that like some of these people have like powers, but they're like realistic powers. So it's a very interesting show.
Wow, very interesting. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was a pretty good pod, guys. So next week we are watching Silence of the Lambs. Join us next week. We know no one's gonna watch that, but we'll watch it and talk about it.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming a lot of people have seen that because they're not bums like me.
Yeah.
And Carrie, shout out to you for sticking with us. You're our only viewer right now.
Thank you, Carrie.
We love you.
And also Kate's probably listening.
That's debatable. Depends on if she fell asleep or not.
Hey, but once we get those those other videos popping, channels popping, we might get more than 30 views.
What's popping? Brand new whip just hopped in.
And that is where we will cut it off, guys. Thank you for listening to episode. Wait, this was episode 20.
We were supposed to have Jack.
Big
we were supposed to have
time.
Jack.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening to episode 20. We forgot about the special occasion, but goodbye, everyone.
Peace.